Welcome back to week 5 of the Academy Split, where we have FlyQuest Academy taking on 100 Thieves Academy. I'm Riv, that's Crumbs. We're back on the attack, and we're about to go over the game a little bit. You ready, Crumbs?
I am so ready. That was a really good game to start off the day. That is definitely going
Words
to
out of my
be one of
mouth.
the better Academy days this split.
Heck yeah. I mean, I hope it is. It's the halfway point, right? So let's talk about these teams, where they've come, how they've got here. Fly has broke their losing streak, but it was versus the last place team. So I think it's a break a losing streak kind of week and stuff like that.
It was versus the last place team, yet we just saw the last place team take on CLG in a really strong game out of them. So I think they can start to feel a little bit better that this is the team that they took down. However, a big part of this FlyQuest lineup has been that the mid-split hiccups where they traded Mash for Wild Turtle, I think have really broken apart some of the synergy, and a lot of it has also come down to, I think that the engages coming out from the bottom lane have been desynced with the jungler and with the rest of the solo lane. So they just have to make sure that they're on the same page and stick to the same kind of style that we like to see from them in the beginning of the split. Point and click execution, hard engage, and you build upon that foundation when everybody gets to play the same way and sees the same opportunities, and then you can get fancy. Then you can start playing Lee Sin.
Yeah, exactly. Then we want to see the kicks. And looking on the other side as well for 100 Thieves, is struggling a bit without Pumin contracts. I guess that's to be expected, though, as there's going to be communication to be worked out when the team gets switched up. And it kind of looks like Meteos is just phoning it in a little bit, to be honest.
I feel the same way. I think that a lot of the 100 Thieves woes have been that so much of the roster so much of the strength of the Academy roster has been transferred over to the LCS in the hopes of making into playoffs for that lineup, potentially even Worlds. Who knows what they want to accomplish there. But a lot of it has hurt the Academy team. You have Breezy, who hasn't had as much time with Prismal lately, obviously playing most of the time with Poom. And then you have Contracts, who was really building up that synergy with Soligo during the offseason. Even last split, a lot of it was about those two teaming up. And now all of a sudden, you got a new jungler there, and Meteos is struggling to find his ground. First time playing in Academy, and I can't blame him. It can be a heartbreaking opportunity for somebody to be playing in the LCS, and suddenly now you're in Academy. You kind of didn't see it
Absolutely, yeah.
coming, and
Can't
now
forget
you're
that.
like, what am I supposed to do, right? Completely new environment, different coach, different players, different team. You're by yourself. You don't know what's going on, so it's hard to give your best game, especially from
Yeah.
the jungle role. It's easier being a laner that way, but from the jungle, where a lot of it comes down to your lanes, much tougher.
Yeah, it's definitely, you want to have those confidence building moments, not knowing that a lot of what you can do can be confidence destroying, especially with people always being critical. So they should be able to beat Fly coming in here quite easily, though, as expected. As long as they don't play anything like they did against GG, I think 100 Thieves should be able to just control the lanes. We've seen them play. They have strong players around.
They do. I think Fake God has been really solid. He was the #1 of our Fast 5 to 100 CS in the top lane.
Yep.
When he played against Golden Gardens, it was actually the only winning lane that they had. I
Yeah.
think it was, oh, sorry, against Dig. It was the only winning lane that they had, and that would have been an opportunity to play around somebody that can give you a lot more than the other sides of the map. So I think that once this team starts to really understand what each other's play styles are, the likelihood of somebody being able to carry with a lead, you're going to see them be a lot more active. But it's something that you have to give some time to, because jungle and support and their synergy is so important when it comes to professional League of Legends. It's almost more important than mid 2v2. Like, these guys have to be thinking on the same page. They provide the groundwork for the vision for the team. If without vision, you're not really getting much done.
It is true, right? I think somebody said it the other week, the fog machine, like whoever's killing wards and whatnot. It's it's information either way, right? If you don't have wards somewhere, you have to be afraid of it. If you do have wards somewhere, you're just better informed, right? It's information either way. But I think we see less fights actually happening over just warding a situation. More teams are just going for the engage. It doesn't mean you don't need to have vision, but seeing how the warding game has changed has been really, really interesting over the past few splits.
I think a big shift to it has also been the Umbral Glaive. That
Oh,
item
yeah,
has
of
really
course.
shifted a lot of champions and allowed them to play in a much more aggressive fashion, not only having the lethality, but being able to clear wards at an unprecedented rate.
Hmm.
The ability to two-shot control wards is actually really powerful. I think we don't give enough credit to that aspect of the item, because just sitting there and hammering away at a control ward, if you're not even an attack speed based champion or even melee as a champion, is so obnoxious. Especially, let's say somebody
Or the
drops a
scariest
control
seconds
ward
ever.
in the back of the dragon pit with the classic blue side back of the dragon pit control ward. If you're a jungler and you show up to that ward, you can get jumped on, you can get the dragon aggroed onto you, and before you know it, you're dead and you've lost drag.
It's just like a dollar on a string. You just chasing it,
Yes.
chasing it, and you realize you look up and there's just an entire team of people standing there. Looking at bans here for this game, 3-5 at FlyQuest Academy versus 100 Thieves, who is 4-4 currently on the season. A little bit of jungle with, I believe, a Saligo ban with that Karma, just making sure they don't get that support or even to flex it around. They don't have to worry about it. With mid and marksman focus from 100 Thieves Academy. There's a volley.
No surprises here. Volibear taken away first rotation, and seems somewhat deja vu from our last game. Ori traded for the Volibear, but now it will be the set. So this could be Fake God's pick, but it could also be Meteos' pick, and it could also be Breezy's pick. So huge flex pick that I want to see them carry out all the way until the end, or until they have a very strong matchup that they feel confident putting set in.
Let's see the Breezy set. Let's get it. Throwing some haymakers. Fnatic, we play quite a bit of Lee Sin for him. It looks like they will just go for marksman first, not knowing where this set will go. Maybe they blind pick a safe mid, or I'd rather pick their mid knowing it's going to be Orianna.
Okay, so Ezreal is just an absolute monster. And also, I guess we didn't even mention this one, Rib. Mash is back here.
Good call.
Yeah, so
This is true.
Mash played Ezreal last game in the LCS, and it was a pretty good game until he threw. You really can't sugarcoat it. There was a big misplay out of him around the Baron pit that I think cost FlyQuest the game, and maybe that is why he's being put down here. But he was playing pretty well up until that point, and this is already an identity of the composition that says we're just going to poke you out.
I'm really, a long time ago, I would just kind of scoff at Ashe picks and like sweet arrows, but I've been liking the Ashe picks lately. The teams are a little more synergized on following up, making sure things happen, and using them in the moment when you're going to get a return on investment out of it. So I'm enjoying the Ashe picks. Also, maybe we get the Trundle in there. Nope, Trundle's banned. I was going to say more hit confirms, something we always like.
I think Ashe is a crazy pick right now. LPL has been first picking Ashe in some games.
Yeah.
And the value you get from Hawkshot is just unbelievable. Even if you fall behind into the later stages of the game, keep in mind you've got mid lane AD and potentially a third trinket. So you have double scryers, then the 2 Hawkshots. You're not sneaking any objective, and if you've got a coordinated jungler, you can also keep tabs on the opposing jungler really effectively, not only to know where he starts, the camp's timings, what routes he wants to go for. Hell, it can even help out in scouting a potential roam from the support. So it is just a great pick that makes it so that the AD can also be one that provides utility. So many times our ADs complain, oh, I can't do anything in this game. Oh, I'm not useful until I get items. You don't need items. You've got an enchanted crystal arrow and a Hawkshot.
Fire that arrow. Now we need. You just made me think, like, knowing that the Hawkshot goes across the map, we need like Umbral Hawkshot or something, right? Like it either just makes you invisible to like Destiny and Hawkshot, or maybe it's Graves and you can just shoot the Hawkshot out of the air if he sees it.
Okay, maybe make it so that Edge of Night on a Banshees blocks out the
The
Hawkshot.
but it doesn't. You obviously don't become a Fog of War patch because that just gives away where you are. You're just not seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just an invisibility cloak, Harry Potter style. I like it. Tanks, big tank. I always like a big tank with Ashe on the bot side. You need to protect the squishy. It's just known. It looks like
Protect
you
the
will be
squishy
locking that in.
Engage on the squishies. You
Yep.
gotta get onto this Kog'Maw.
Few more picks left. Ooh, will it be Revenge? A man known to Wu Kong. And he will be locking that in. I like it. So they need a mid laner. Waiting all the way through for triple. Is it going to be the Azir again? Does he just throw out soldiers?
He's sticking with the Cog. I think we're going to see
Do you
the
think it's
support
his
right
cog? Oh, I like it. I like it. Oh yeah, because Mash has. Yeah, what am I thinking? They need a support. I
Hey,
got all
it's been a
mixed up
while,
in
man.
the
I'm
champions,
with
dude.
you. The
This is why
cog
I'm not a
making the
coach.
comeback is weird.
See what just happened? I would have just picked something else and be like, oh wait. No, I'm just kidding. So Breezy has that Nautilus. They are now looking for what would be a jungle? A mid?
You go top lane here. I think the set's going to go for Meteos here. Yep, more hard engages set.
Yes.
Pretty strong engage to the top lane. And this is just a nasty combo from 100 Thieves to make sure that this Kog'Maw never gets off the ground. Hopefully he's playing Monarch Kog'Maw so that we can keep saying that, but the Nautilus combo with Rumble is just a solid long-range engage, and you don't have to commit any melee champions to it. You just count on them to cook on your pineapples.
I like it. So you have a few synergizing ults on the side of 100 Thieves, like you were talking about, the pineapples and the arrow. You're gonna ice pineapples, if you will, and just a whole lot of things you need to dodge on the side as I look at FlyQuest. Right, you got Solar Flare coming down. You'll also have a few other things with True Shot Barrage, Kog'Maw, living artilleries flying out of the sky. There's going to be a dance for 100 Thieves to be able to work out so they can dodge these fights and hopefully set up well around objectives, because I'm sure those are going to be hellacious once they get there.
The good news for FlyQuest is that they also pack a lot of engage themselves with the Volibear, the Wukong, and the Leona, so they can also be the ones being really aggressive and then having the follow-up from Kog'Maw and Ezreal. So a lot of it is going to come down to how these engage pieces interact with each other, because Leona, really strong matchup into the Nautilus, hit that stun, lock him down, he's instantly popped, and you can forget about comboing that Kog'Maw away. They're just going to steamroll your composition at that point.
I think one of my favorite things about Leona is it's one of those supports that just takes over a game when you actually are good, right? You're just throwing Zenith Blades out carelessly because of throwing your W on a bit stronger after that, and you're going after everything. So I want to see if they can actually kind of put that to use here, start in the bot and start in the early game to get that, because Kog'Maw, he's going to need protection, right? So if your tanks aren't big, it's just going to be a wash over what happens during these fights.
You definitely need your tanks to create as much distance between you and the engaged. You want them to soak up as much as possible without you getting touched. A great Kog'Maw fight is one where he has 100% HP, like, and 0 mana. That is exactly what you want to see out of that pick. And with an Ezreal to also be a big nuisance, I think they can accomplish something where maybe one goes down and the other one picks up the slack. But I really think so much of it is just going to come down to the mispositions that happen between the tanks, because oftentimes when tank players think, oh, I need to tank, that means I can just take a bunch of damage and then die and say I did my job. You can tank without actually putting yourself in harm's way and make sure that the opponent is either never hitting you or just staying at the edge of the range. So whoever can play that mind game best, I think, will just be the better front line and make sure that their carries do as much work.
We're getting to the mind games in just a few minutes. We are going to take a quick break right now to create that game delay, and then we'll be right back when the game starts with more action. Don't go anywhere.
Searching, running, riding all night long. I've been thinking about the places I belong. Am I going tonight? Never gonna think twice. Never gonna think twice. I'm a queen, not a soldier. Got something to fight for. I'm losing my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm a queen, not a soldier. Relentless and chosen. I'm fighting a war tonight, tonight. I'm a queen right here. I've been plucking out these strings for 7 days, questioning like bullets in a gun. Am I really this way?
Welcome back, everybody. We just saw Champion Select. If you didn't, you'll be able to see the champions in game. The delay has been created, and we are ready to get into some League of Legends. Crumbs, are you prepared?
I have prepared my eyeballs for observing League of Legends.
This is perfect. My preparedness is also at a top readiness right now, so we will be getting into game quite shortly as the teams are ready, and we're going to see FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves, both playing a little better, but not as good as expected. FlyQuest definitely feeling better after a win recently and a loss streak, as they didn't start off too hot, I guess you would say, in a close in the standings. So they could just surpass each other here within this week and make week 5 really mean something as they get to that other half of the split.
Absolutely. Make sure that you can snap out of that streak, start off on the second half
Take
of
it
the
off.
right foot. And they're going to be banking on the 10-13 buffs of Kog'Maw here. So playing that Kog'Maw in the mid lane now. It is a vastly different playstyle than what FlyQuest had normally been used to, playing champions like Azir in the mid lane that actually have triple being able to play make. You don't really play make as the Kog'Maw. You're all about just staying alive, fluttering your butterflies. I love that this is the pick that we got, the skin choice that we got, and so much of the team just revolves around provide vision for your Kog'Maw. That's a big thing for playing these kinds of mid laners. You need your support to roam in, hit you up with control wards. You need your jungler to get you more wards, and so that way you don't have to buy them. You can make sure that you take much more farm, you start scaling up even more, and if you never have to go into the sides of your lane to ward, you expose yourself less to getting ganked, and because other people are warding for you, no one's going to suspect that your sides are warded and that you can play it safe.
Minions have spawned.
I love it. There's so many little things to think about. And we saw Triple just use a caustic spittle right there. That's his E to slow down, basically get some damage on waves and whatnot. But man, that used a big chunk of his mana to start off. He went back. Just get that built right back up, nice and quick. And we will be in lane. Seeing if there's any interesting takes here. No, Conqueror, press the attack, phase rush, Conqueror. And on the other side, oh, we do have Airy on Fake God, though. We've been seeing some grasps on different rumbles and whatnot lately. I guess you can really do whatever you want, what you feel comfortable with in the top lane.
Huni really likes to go with the grasp and match that he's going to get the auto attack on now. Against the Wukong, you can proc your grasp a lot since it will work on the clone.
Right.
Now, the harm here is going to be if you go grass, you're putting yourself in a position to get traded by the Wukong in a way that is just going to abuse your health. We've seen how easily the Wukong can start to just stack that Conqueror and just mow you down. Now, if you remember, there was a game, I think it was EG against Dignitas, where Huni started getting ahead in the Rumble matchup. He was taking Conqueror against Wukong and then just obliterated Viper. I think Viper went 1-7 in that lane. But he actually got to a point where he was like 0-4 and was almost able to 1v1 Rumble post-6. So don't underestimate the Wukong, and keeping the Arcane Comet just makes sure that you can farm at a distance and respect the monkey.
Let's see who get peeled first in that lane, if you will. Looks like Revenge will have it pushed up just a little bit. Fake God's probably pretty happy here. It's like, sweet, I'm not going to get ganked. We have a chance to counter gank if anything is going to happen. And they can just chill for now. So he's going to get pushed in to start things off. And it looks like bot lane is doing the same actually on the side of 100 Thieves. So not too many places to really get the jungler started here as the lanes are going back and forth. We did see a little rotation there for warding to see if they could catch Meteos on his rotation. Both of them did actually good protection there for Revenge and Fnatic to help each other out to make sure this was the Bear's scuttle up top.
This should also be the set scuttle down on the bottom. So just a nice and even trade in the early stages of the game. I really wanted to see what Breezy was thinking about going for that roam. That's such a odd timing, not necessarily because it's rare to see them go into the jungle, but there's really nobody there on that side of the map. So he actually gets to set up Meteos for now going back into this side, but they don't know that the wards have been placed down in the bottom lane, and they need to see where the lanes are at first, because Big is just hiding in the brush, and Mash is not really in a distance far enough into the lane that he can be ganked. He's too mobile.
Seeing this cannon wave come out now, so it should be piling up for Triple. good pickup here for Saligo. If he can clear these, he'll definitely be up in a bit of CS and then trade that back to the triple. Like you said, it's a real quiet game here. Junglers doing what they want. A little bit of an invade there from Meteos. Heating up. Oh, my word. Fake got perfectly overheating as he gets Revenge down to about 250 HP, and this does not look to be going Revenge's way here. So getting it just to the turret. He wants it just a bit further. The cannon's there. Perfect. Yeah, good lane for Fake God so far. This has to feel good.
Ouch, that is painful for the Wukong. This is a terrible spot for him. How he ended up here is odd. Now, he does have double biscuits. He just popped one and is going to have a fat wave here. But what Fake God is concerned about here is I can't just stand up and Flame Spitter like a complete animal because I don't know where the Volibear is. The bottom side has been counter jungled by Meteor, so he has to be pathing to the top side, and my jungler is not here just yet. He's banking on Revenge being low enough that if the Volibear comes, he can potentially turn, but he has to crash this wave fairly quickly, or else the Volibear is going to come for him. He's got that ward, but he also is far into the lane that the Volibear with Blue Smite can just gun him down.
I like that. So I kind of like watching Fake God and seeing how he plays it out. He's using Scrap Shield as always to keep over 50%. And Harpoons in between that, right? So he's really keeping the damage amp up over his heat gauge there and only overheating at the moments when he knows Revenge can't even get back on him. Pushed out of lane right there as he keeps himself up. And we'll go ahead and... Oop, there you go. Caster Curse. Because he walks into a turret shot. He's fine. Ooh. But he'll get that wave pushed up nice.
It actually got Revenge's base canceled. So Revenge had to back off. And now he's thinking about, do I greed out and try to take the wave? He's going to go for it. Let's see what happens with the teleport game here, though, because Fake God could TP back up here and try to really press his advantage, but you don't know where the Volibear is. Wukong just hit level 6, so instead he's going to come back into the lane, walk it in, and then have the priority in deciding what happens with the minion wave. So far, Fake God just having a really solid time here in the top lane, and now Revenge is in a tricky spot because this wave is going to meet the next one, which means Fake God can potentially freeze this up.
He'll be able to clean this, and we'll see how Fake God actually plays it. There's a TP coming in right there. Revenge knows he can't long walk this one back to lane. He'd be missing way too many CS. So, yep, slowly pruning this wave down on the melee side. So the casters keep pushing towards him. That is towards Fake God's side. And he'll get a pretty good level, or 5 casters to 3 here. So yeah, he'll get even push on this.
Great advantage there. Look at how 100 Thieves is playing to what Fake God has accomplished. Has a TP advantage, level 6 Rumble, and then the team can start an easy first Dragon 7 minutes in, knowing that they will win no matter what, just from the sheer numbers advantage. So Fake God already helping his team out from the top lane. It's the invisible hand that top lane for the rest of the team.
The Fake God's here. It's his body parts that hang over the rift as the real God.
The spirit of Fake God secures the dragon.
You don't even have to see him. All of his actions just ripple through the map all the time. Ooh, there's the Zenith. Quick shield on for Breezy. He should be decent with an anchor toss out here.
Oh!
And they used all the crowd control. Yeah, so a flash forward there from Big as he tries to get a little daybreak for that stun down. Sky Splitter onto Prismal as they're just giving him a what for. No big action coming out of that. And Revenge down to half HP already in the middle of the lane. Okay, so he's going to ult forward. One Cyclone just to stop Fake God, and that's really so Revenge can get a bit of breathing room too, honestly.
He has to back off from the Cyclone or else Revenge will win that fight. The Conqueror proc is just way too powerful, and he's happy to just be in this position where none of these champions can really all in against each other. He wants to go back to that situation where they are just harassing under the turret because it benefits the Rumble way more to crash a wave versus having it pushed in. But I want to also paint a little idea of what Big was thinking there, right? Trying to flash over the hook to make sure that he could actually block Breezy from getting out of it. He might be dead. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he goes in. He was thinking that one could be in their favor. Mash will be able to stop, or get stopped here, as it's an Ezreal. As long as Breezy stays in between and gets that shield up, Meteos now could go down as he's trying to throw haymakers. Revenge not looking good in this fight, but it is Fake God overheating as 100 Thieves now tries to find their footing where FlyQuest could come back with a few shots here. Fnatic trying to get in, takes to all fours. That's going to be Meteos going down with the first bite there. Second kill for FlyQuest, and they leave Fake God to bleed in the top lane. They'll be back for that one. Great great job by FlyQuest to collapse on River.
Yeah, I wonder how exactly that top fight went down because 100 Thieves just got smoked in that one, and maybe it was all Fnatic, the Volibear just being so strong at this point because top laners didn't have flashes or ultimates, and Revenge didn't even get to burn his out of that one, so something fishy must have gone up there, but clearly not as stinky as what we saw down there in the bottom lane. Breezy and Prismal just abusing the flashless Leona, who now rushes Merc Treads, knowing just how vulnerable she is to the CC stacking that Ashe and Nautilus provide.
Yeah, it's just the back and forth we're seeing. So here's what happened up top. So, okay, blue steal. And then
The control words we were talking about, the 4 autos, right? Thinking maybe I get this enough time, and the Fnatic jumps to Ligo. Triple hasn't really been involved here just yet. Just gets the flash. Okay, so it's just that FlyQuest gets to jump the fight as a 3-on-2 much sooner than 100 Thieves. They immediately see the Orianna, push her out, and then make sure that they clean up the rest. Now back to the Rift Herald. This looks like a fight for 100 Thieves.
did they just take that with True Shot Barrage? Meteos didn't grab the eye on his way out, but maybe he just wasn't waiting for the fight. It's going to be FlyQuest trying to get some hits on in this one, but there's a lot more HP for 100 Thieves on this one. Shockwave goes down. Revenge is going to be pulled back out of the fight, and here's Mash and the DPS of Triple. Now they're going to start spitting in from the side. His Bio Arcane is down, so he doesn't have that distance on the W, and FlyQuest just brings the entire family topside to make sure this one goes in their favor.
Oh, that Wukong was so filthy in that fight. I thought they'd be able to take him out right there, but the Hex Drinker coming in clutch once again. He spins and heals more than a Garen and stays alive for the fight, CCing everybody to buy enough time for the rest of the team to come down. And at the start of that, I think you're right, Riv. I think the Ezreal might have actually stolen the Rift Herald away, and now nobody gets it.
So much chaos going on. The objective was forgotten. How many times do you see that? 7.2 to 16.9, so relatively close. A lot of the kills on Revenge, and I'm sure Fake God is just saying, how? Why? Not after everything I did. We'll see it here one more time.
Okay, so 100 Thieves start this, but once again, FlyQuest can just pick on Breezy immediately. Fake God drops a bad ultimate there, but these tanks from FlyQuest are all the ones that absorb the brunt. They can survive Rumble quite easily at this point. This is not a Rumble that has a haunting, guys. He's got a Seekers. And when those guys die, the rest of the team just cannot really stand up. The Rumble does not do a lot of damage just yet. The Atomization and tanky boys from FlyQuest can more than survive this, especially when you already have magic resist stacked on all 3 of them.
Revenge really weathering the storm topside. Credit to him so far, a 300 gold bounty with 3 kills as he was continuously pushed out of lane by Fake God. Still very strong in his own right. That Rumble, as Breezy's engaged on, channeled over the wall. Meteos just Hex Flashed out of this one. He wanted nothing to do with that play.
That is the power of Leona against Nautilus. There is nothing he can do. He's not a real tank. Leona is, even though he proxy Aftershock, the timing of the play was all about the dragon. Now FlyQuest gets to secure the second one, and it's a really nice one. Oh, I forgot. Wait, I didn't look. Fire.
Yes.
Nice.
You are right. You didn't look?
I didn't look. I looked away, I swear.
All right, Prophet, I believe you.
We can coordinate with the producers, make sure that they saw it. I looked away.
Uh-oh. Slowly go. Getting crowd controlled up, and he just gets lathered in Kog'Maw. Void Ooze goes down immediately. Triple feeling good here. 102 on the Kog'Maw. Mash 0-1-1, but he's still pumping out the damage. It doesn't really matter what the score lines are. FlyQuest is working together. They're always behind each other. They're working as a squad, and it seems like it's paying off. And Crumbs, I think Big has already reached that point where we're just saying he can throw out the Zenith Blades left and right because we're already starting to see it.
Yeah, that's just the Leona taking over the game that you're talking about. the Kog'Maw lathering somebody in death is such a vivid image of someone dying. It just does not feel good. Especially something like an Orianna, just a robot that's just clunky and can't really move around. It's like, oh, this
instant oxidization. It happens. Meteos rolling down. Ooh, lots of pings though. They think he's in the jungle. There were 3 warning pings going down right there coming in from the side of FlyQuest, so they'll stay safe. And this feels good for Triple. When you're Kog'Maw, you don't have blue buff, you basically last 2 seconds in the fight, and then your resources are gone because you just charge up your R so much. Meteos trying to play defense, but I don't think he can do too much. He walks away immediately, and he calls for the other team, the rest of the team, to walk away. Big could have a solar flare onto Breezy here. He already used Anchor Toss, so that means the cooldown will be come back up. Meteos gets caught, though, as the first Cyclone will not spin anybody to the air. And FlyQuest is chomping at the bit to keep these fights going, keep the aggression on. FakeGod pushing top side alone, though. A little bit of a breathing for 100 Thieves here.
Very deep TT there from FlyQuest. They were really thinking about finding somebody there. It was good for 100 Thieves to back off immediately. When you have the Rumble being able to push up and nothing else is on the map, you're thinking, something feels suspicious when they've been picking on our bottom lane, when the Leona has been so important for this composition now. Thieves will get that top tier 1, so it's a good price for them, giving much more of that gold over to the Rumble, who still will have that teleport advantage that can be pretty useful before this next dragon fight. Now, he was the first reason why 100 Thieves got that dragon fight, his TP advantage, and this could be another one, as he's now finally adding those damage items of the Sork shoes, the haunting guys. Now we got a Rumble that can actually deal damage, but it just has to be prioritized on only 2 targets, Kog'Maw and Ezreal. The other ones will live for a long time.
And if 100 Thieves can actually get, though, that item finished too, Leandri's, they have Leandri's Blade. Objective taking becomes a little bit quicker once they can get the damage on it. So a few windows open up as we have core items coming in. They definitely have to win the fights before they can get those items to use, or be able to work in the fog of war long enough to take FlyQuest by surprise, which is hard. FlyQuest has been living either in the river or pushing into 100 Thieves' side of the jungle. You can see the rotation from Big here, trying to set up wards and just be sure the team has that vision as they set a few more over the wall.
As long as these tanks are pushing in the wards, they're going to allow the Kog'Maw to continue to farm. And it looks like, oh, nope, misses that one, but they're going in.
Oh, you got to check who you're face breaking, or your own face is going to get broken. He tries to showstopper backwards just to take somebody else out of the fight. 100 Thieves cannot answer, and seeing FlyQuest move through their jungle, 100 Thieves does not come up with the right choice. They still lose a member.
It is so much harder for the members of 100 Thieves to actually stand up to how brutal the Volibear Wukong Leona engage can be. The tanks cannot survive. They are just getting melted right away. And yes, FakeGod gets a turret here, but with FlyQuest getting this Herald that can easily turn into a mid-tier 1, which is going to be a lot more valuable and useful in the next 30 seconds. The second dragon, or the first fire dragon, is coming up, and this is going to be a huge drag for FlyQuest. If you've got a Kog'Maw stacking Infernals and even gets a soul, you could forget about your chances in this game. And this Kog already got a free pass into the mid and late game already. He hasn't died. He's been farming well, and he's already into his second level of ultimate. If he could just continue this pace to hit 16, 100 Thieves will not stand a chance.
Hey, FlyQuest did get it. Unless that was the second one.
That was the second one. That was the
okay.
one
Oh, yeah, I mismapped then. I totally missed that one. I was like, wait a minute. It's been too long. That would have cooled down already. I was like, Mash did get it. I think he did shoot it anyway, so still kudos to him on the Ezreal. Second Rift Herald mid. Heraldine doing some damage. Solar Flare. They may even take it onto Breezy. They don't care who the engage is on from the side of FlyQuest. They are taking each fight. The retaliation, though, with the enchanted Crystal Arrow isn't even enough for 100 Thieves to come back with a retaliation. And now 100 Thieves may even just size up a fight, and FlyQuest looking to do the same. Prismal almost goes down with a few shots from Triple. Oh, he gets him with the living artillery. The deadness coming in there on the side of 100 Thieves, and the artillery, the only thing alive at the scene of the crime.
Oh, okay, FakeGod has a good opportunity. Oh, just not enough damage. Oh, that feels so bad. Okay, he actually finally burns down the Volibear.
Oh my God, these fights, just too hot, Crumbs, too hot. As Revenge in and out, he got himself a red buff after this fiasco. Same with Meteos, and they're pushing out. They say we can catch one. Sweeper's on. He's going to go in. They know Revenge has clones, so they don't instantly go on to that. And kills are coming back and forth. So Ligo goes down. FlyQuest able to collapse on this one pretty well, but is it up to Fake God? Yes, it is. One more kill. Triple now knows he's going to be pinched in. Anchor toss. Oh, that was the ultimate coming in from Breezy. I thought he just completely whipped the anchor toss. Shield coming up. Overheated. Tries to dodge it. Gonna be enough still. That true damage from the Acathian surprise passive shuts down Fake God.
Good attempt there from FLYQuest to actually get out of the Kog'Maw ooze, but this Cog is already unlocked. We've seen what he can do in this fight, and this was when FlyQuest did not care about who they were engaging, and it wasn't even the engage that is normally the Leona play pattern with the Zenith Blade first. She is ulting into the Nautilus right away, and will be able to do so once again because the more important engaged members died first, so they'll spawn right back up here and will be going into the Dragon now. 100 Thieves needs to be fairly careful about this one. You got the Volibear that can go for a steal here, and it looks like FlyQuest wants to think about contesting this. At least they're posturing it, but it's going to be too late.
Boom! Right to the kisser. Fnatic, just no smite for you, sir. It doesn't mean they won't walk right into the jungle, and that's exactly what FlyQuest is doing. They're all just right across the line here. 2 mid, 2 in the jungle as they work this wall of power through the jungle of 100 Thieves. And it looks like they pause for a moment, knowing they don't have the vision to go further forward. So being very methodical, FlyQuest continuously pushing up for the skirmish. They know they can win now that they're in the lead. I like seeing the fact that they're keeping this pressure on. And they're not even that far in the lead with gold. It's just their picks currently are stronger, and it seems like they're showing that they know that. Once again, going on to Saligo, they find somebody all alone, and Saligo goes down with the help of 2. FlyQuest picks up more. 13-6 crumbs. They are just taking 100 Thieves off the map. We got to see the map now go in favor of FlyQuest.
It is an absolute slacking. They are going to outscale 100 Thieves as well, so it is only going to be stronger and stronger for FlyQuest to find these picks. The Kog'Maw is already an absolute menace, and if Orianna does not have the damage to be effective with the set going in, nobody else is going to. So we're going to take a look at the aftermath of the Dragon fight here now. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Fly, Triple, and Big, but at the end of the day, Leona just buys just enough time for Kog'Maw to do his diligence and almost get the kill on Fake God before the Nautilus ultimate connected. I actually think if he got that kill, there might have been a chance he could turn onto Breezy and take him out too.
What if he blast coned over the wall push?
That's what I thought he was going for, but it might not have played it with Kog'Maw that lately, so he mistimed when the passive was going to pop.
Yeah. You know my favorite things about the Kog'Maw death passive is you can still play your taunt fanfare. You just run around dying and you're still tooting your horn. Great.
That's scary, actually.
It's super scary. Nice flash by Triple. Keeping those fast fingers in action right now as they go ahead and clear out some of this vision. So we still see 100 Thieves. They have Ashe. They need to use it, and they are still trying to find those windows of opportunity, which is good. You can't just scare yourself into knowing FlyQuest is going to engage first. So it's good to see 100 Thieves on their toes trying to pressure mid. They're split a bit, though, as they take care of what FlyQuest has been pushing towards them. 1-3-1 for basically both teams right now.
Now, what 100 Thieves has to prioritize here, again, is going to have to be those dragons. It's very, very soon when we'll see that third and all-important soul point for 100 Thieves. If you just allow FlyQuest to continue to stack these, it really is going to sting. Like, your hope relies on you getting that soul, making sure that you can pop the Kog'Maw and the Ezreal right away, because you can. You can combo that Nautilus with the Rumble and delete him. They're not going to be buying Magic Resist anytime soon, so it is still a game that 100 Thieves can win, but they cannot afford to get picked on and take a bad fight around the vision here. So much of it will come down to that mid vision that so far hasn't entirely been in their favor, and that's just inherent in the range that Kog'Maw and Ezreal provide in clearing out mid lane.
It is tough, especially knowing you're just going to probably take a living artillery from Fog if you take the time to clear a ward. Coming from the side of 100 Thieves too, so yeah, the Reigns are starting to work with Solar Flare, Living Artillery. They have time to follow up on everything, and it's just coming to kind of light for me that this is just a hard comp to execute on for 100 Thieves a bit, right? You can initiate, and hit an ult. But if you don't hit that, you've got to make sure they're in position for the shockwave, or Meteos has to be diving in to bring somebody out with Breezy, who should be back protecting, and Fake God has to hit the equalizer. Just a lot of things have to line up here for FlyQuest to be in the brunt of a 100 Thieves fight, and when they press R.
If anything has aligned for them, it's the itemizations. You've got dual power spikes on the Kog'Maw and
Great
the
point.
Ezreal, which are just fantastic at this stage in the game. Mirror Mana completed. Obviously, you'd love to see it before 25 minutes of Mirror Mana done, but he's got it now. And it's going to sting. You think the Kog'Maw is going to hurt? Just think about when the Ezreal starts piling up his True Shot Barrage or his Mystic Shots on top of it. So a lot of it, again, will come down to Big and Fnatic setting up the initial fight and making sure that Mash and Triple can engage. So I like the strategy where it's like, okay, Big, you're engaging too far out from your team. How do you fix this? You can either engage closer to your teammates or pick champions so that your teammates have more range. So they've just gone with the opposite. Big, keep doing your thing. We're just going to have longer range, and we'll make sure we help you out.
It's okay. I love that look at it, too. That take on it is perfect. Because Big is the one to always go in, right? We saw a kind of a flub when he was going in, and there wasn't follow-up. So all of it synergizing together. FlyQuest definitely soaring over the competition on this one, and may even look to tie 100 Thieves into the standings with a victory here at 3-5 with round 4. So 25 minutes now on the clock, and we have our next Infernal Drake in 5 minutes, as we just heard that one scream out and get taken down. You were talking about core items being finished. I think it may be a pause until we get another objective fight here. As I say that, they fire arrow out to see if anybody was primed up and ready to farm mid lane.
Ooh, yet this Kog'Maw is going to be level 16. This is kind of in the same, okay, not in the same wheelhouse as Cassidy level 16, but from the same, they're cousins. They're definitely cousins. They're both from the Void, and Kog'Maw is one that hit 1800 range on those Arcane Barrages. And look at the range he already has onto Prisma. Like, what can he do at this point?
And he's keeping him from going in between the turret too. I love the placement there, just kind of denying his exit. He has blue buff, hasn't even lost any mana on his resources here. His living artillery continues to just drain you. He is ready and raring to fire out even more. And I kind of missed the old Kog'Maw mid, man. There were a lot, quite a few back in the day. Because CLG EU mids, and then Froggen had a pretty good Kog'Maw mid. There are a lot of them.
You missed that? You want to see more of them? It's back, right?
I like anything that can take you by surprise and wow you out of the game.
So you like Ziggs as well?
Well, Ziggs is pretty telegraphed. You just see the bomb flying through the air. It was like Kog'Maw pops out, hits you twice with Bio Arcane Barrage, your percentage health goes away, and then you get hit by a living artillery, and you're just covered in goobers. You're done.
He is really fun to play. I definitely.
Yeah, he is.
AP Cog, it might be one of the most. It's like you get to take the ARAM playstyle into some.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. We're on the same page. Look how fast they can do this too. This is pretty gross damage. And they're going to take this down quick. 100 Thieves is going to try to tempt a bit of space here. Trying to see if they can get an idea of what's going to be coming at them. And now they only know because Baron cries out this time. Meteos goes for the ultimate, but they're not even doing that much damage right now to Revenge. He does go down finally, but Big comes in. Look how much damage he's taking. Hardly any. Getting tickled and healing at the same time. Prismal could go down. That's the ultimate from Fnatic as he just starts denying the turret damage. It turns back online, but they don't even care. Fake God goes Zanya's, but he could go down here as Fnatic goes in one more time for the fight. Mass trying to deliver damage. He shifted forward. Little dangerous now for the marksman on the backside. And FlyQuest definitely have to be careful as they get ahead of themselves.
They really wanted to chase everybody down from 100 Thieves and end the game right there, but the Kog'Maw runs out of mana at the end of the day, and the Ezreal was not able to follow. So the same kind of idea where, okay, maybe you're engaging a little bit too deep and not having your carries be able to follow up. Now there's the stopwatches and the stone plates that you have to work around for the 100 Thieves lineup, which is still in the game, but boy, sure it feels like the Kog'Maw has already hit a critical mass. He's got the death cap. He could pop a Medjai's right now and still hit that movement speed as well. So Triple is just an absolute demon on this pick right now, and no one can really think about buying Magic Resist. It's not going to do a whole lot. Meteos might get a good flank here. Triple has Flash. I think if he just flashed out of this. Oh, wait.
Whoa. Could be good. Facebreaker didn't really hold him in place.
Oh.
Not a fragile butterfly.
Oh.
Sorry, you must have been thinking about somebody else. This is Triple is flying around, and he is able to take off. I don't care how far he's getting off the ground. He's soaring. He's soaring right now. Meteo's running away from this. I thought it was a hog shot, but that's the true shot barrage coming out as we're looking at MASH. I'm just getting so much action. The Prisma wasn't even on the map. He got to lead it off, and FlyQuest is just running through these scenarios right now. 100 Thieves even trying to put up defense, one after the other. Thank God having a decent game, but he really can't pull anything together that the team can get behind and win the fight on FlyQuest. Here, right in their face, FlyQuest is going to take down the first inhibitor turret, while 100 Thieves is there to defend their base.
Okay.
Breezy? That's not the path. Come, base gate to front of there to try and deter FlyQuest. FlyQuest does not care about any of the inventories or champions on 100 Thieves right now, and I think they're finally starting to come to that conclusion as well, as we see Breezy walk right in front of the full FlyQuest team and go down. Just interesting decisions here as FlyQuest feels confident. And the last fight we saw them going a little too far forward, and I think that's just them saying, we are so far ahead, we can lose a few fights. Carelessness isn't going to bite us too hard right now, and they're feeling themselves.
Oh, you hit that scaling Hogma build. You two-shot the Ashe, I'm pretty sure, was the E and R, and she instantly dies.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's the wow factor.
Feels
I like
good
it.
as a DD, but yeah, that is the Kog'Maw power that 100 Thieves had to dispatch of in the early game, and I want to pinpoint into those fights in the top river. That Herald fight, the blue buff fight, those that should have gone 100 Thieves' way with how far ahead or how much pressure Fake God had. The fact that they didn't, the fact that you didn't get those Heralds and started to push and punish the mid lane, just allowed Triple to get to this stage that he is now just an absolute monster on this cog. I think he must have maybe like 500 AP at this point, maybe a little bit more with the Infernals. And
Gross. Yeah.
they're barely now starting to buy some MR, but it's not enough to matter.
Yeah, Death Dance isn't really even doing much for Prismo right now. Oh wait, what? You're stopping what damage? There's just too much. You're easily clearing waves off. Gets that passive attack speed as well from his Q upgrade, which is always nice for Cog, so you don't really have to itemize anywhere towards that. It's just, once you get this kit online, you are flying. You don't have too many machine gun mages that are in the AP sector either, right? You have your Raze, wow. You have your Rise, what game am I playing? You have your Rise, who gets tankier but doesn't provide much of that long range engage unless you're fully committing, right? That executive decision. Because otherwise, you can't really deal with that much AP coming at you if you're anyone.
I want to see a John Cena Kog'Maw skin where it's just the physical John Cena crawling on all four, pretending to cosplaying a butterfly, and then his voice on is, "You can't even see me," and you're just doing that all day.
Every time he ults, he just screams it. Screams the intro. I like it. Look at the setups. Good warding here for 100 Thieves. They have a big wombo combo engage, so they're trying to keep the vision up for that, but they're only getting a few members of FlyQuest together at a time. Very well spaced. Marksman's always staying back, MASH firing from the edge, Triple with blue buff, living artillery over the wall every time that he can. Big throws on the lock of the Iron Solari fast as they look to prep a fight, thinking 100 Thieves might come over the wall. There's just so many places for Triple to be hitting living artilleries here. Already down to half HP, and the fight hasn't even started for 100 Thieves on multiple members.
They're just buying their time. Mad.
Oh my gosh.
That's genius. That's the first time we've seen that emote, right? You can just have somebody else's name. Mad. Wow.
Oh, that. All right. I like that. That was cheeky. Fnatic coming out strong with the emote game right now, and we thought they only had the lead on the Rift. You never know. You never do know. Almost win the game, kind of take some Raptors. I like what they're thinking. Waiting for ultimates to come back up, making sure. Also, they have like 20 seconds on Triple's flash. Definitely need that. Your Kog'Maw. So, it is about be up. The fight's about to start. Crumbs and Breezy throws that ultimate back at Kog'Maw. Triple doesn't even need to use that flash to get himself to safety. And the double Cyclone, creating a Hurricane over here on the side of 100 Thieves. Revenge may go down, but he can fight 4 members, 100 Thieves by himself. Zanya's and the team is there to save him. They are so far ahead right now. It's wild.
Wow, so it was only because the Kog'Maw runs out of mana that he doesn't want to continue chasing them.
Yeah.
But FlyQuest has enough vision and control in all the lanes that they can just do whatever they want here now. And with the Baron being up, yet an Infernal Soul available in a minute, they're just going to go for the Soul. Make sure you secure that objective here and put that on your Ezreal and Kog'Maw, and the fights are just going to be even more lopsided. It was cool to see how they bid their time.
Yeah.
Making sure that you just have to land the poke, give your carries enough time to stick a few members with the O's and with the Q's, and that's going to be enough to make sure that the fights look disjointed, because Nautilus goes for the ultimate, but Rumble's not in range. Set goes in, but nobody's there to really kill him instantly. So he gets to flash out and use that stopwatch, and this is scouted, but there's, again, nobody here. They can just get this objective and go for the dragon after. Meteors can steal with a Hex Flash, though.
Let's go. Start charging. Charge that flash. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. The Redeemer. Oh, it's too early. Yep, yeah, he instantly pulled away from that one. They knew they could see him over the wall. It's tough. He could go for it. No, nothing to get him over there. Meteo's going to have to back off, as they now, on the side of FlyQuest, have Baron and begin. Oh my god, the damage coming in Liver Artillery. It's going to zone him in, though. Could get that Bio Arcane Barrage. The Void Ooze is going to keep him in range, and Triple is absolutely gross this game. Big damage from Mash. Prismal almost goes down to just a few shots from the W and Q from Mystic Shot. Big's going to go down on this one, possibly. Flashes over the wall. They have so much tank. This is where they start to file each other in and out. Revenge back into the fight with the Guardian Angel and a teleport in. This is not something 100 Thieves thought about once they started that fight and found Revenge getting damaged. And now it's going to be top inhibitor going down as Prismal tries to keep the mid wave at bay.
We finally got to see what 100 Thieves' comp wanted to do.
Yeah.
Piling on the ultimate onto the Kog'Maw, but it might be a little too late. Fake God does not have ultimate to stop the wave, and FLYA is going to go for the end.
And they are hitting up Nexus turret number 1. Looking for Nexus turret number 2. This is going to equal them out with 100 Thieves in the standings for the summer split. And FlyQuest really looking to right the ship here. Had a great game all throughout, winning the fights, winning the lanes. The picks were awesome as well, as Meteos and Prismal give FlyQuest a little bit of what for. The Nexus goes down, and FlyQuest takes the win over 100 Thieves.
Super solid win out of them. I thought they had a solid draft. They played well around each other and waited out their win conditions. Now, on the flip side, 100 Thieves still needs more time to see where Breezy and Meteos fall into the roster, because Fake God still doing his thing, but the other pieces are really having a hard time despite winning the bottom lane. They got a 2-for-0 start. Didn't translate to anything, though.
And you know, Crumbs, I know you talked about this a little bit with previous members, so you may be on board with this, but I am completely online now, getting behind the Aussie philosophy. Triple, Fudge, FBI, like these guys are bringing some awesome play to the LCS, the Academy League, and I'm excited to see kind of what develops from that as well. Really excited with their play and what they've been able to bring to the scenes.
King as well, right? Winning
King
the
too,
Academy
yes,
split
good
last
call.
time.
Absolutely.
What's going on down there, right? Commentators, like what's happening in Australia that we need to get behind?
Yeah, it's something else, but we're loving the play that they are bringing out as well, and the style that they bring to the table. So we're stepping away, but we'll be talking to the victorious top laner after the break, so do not miss it.